Out rebounding us. Got more than 50-50 balls. Wanted it a little more.
Did they do anything different to you to keep the scoring down?
Yeah, it seemed like they went back to how they was playing game 1 and 2. Just in the gap, super heavy. No matter what, my guys were making shots, they still was in the gap. So, yeah.
More difficult than the first 2 games when you played?
No, not really. Just same thing, just in the gaps. My bad, Lenny.
How do you guys bounce back now? You guys, 4 games in. What do you think about going back to OKC?
I feel good, man. Just try to get one and come back home.
And just the turnovers that they create, just what do you kind of see it from that respect that made it harder to take care of the ball tonight than versus game 3?
You just can't play with the ball around them. Like, everybody on the team is handsy. Yeah, just can't play with it. Gotta, like Coach said, gotta pick one way and go, and then once they show you the heavy gap, get off of it.
How about what Nickeil and Donte gave you?
It was balling. It was balling. Hopefully, they carry that over to the next game. We'll be all right.
It did seem like you were making that right play, bringing that.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you feel about your sort of offensive process there? Obviously, probably not take points just individually.
Yeah, definitely not the, I guess, the points I wanted to get, but, I mean, they didn't really let me get too many shots off. They did a good job of that. Every time I had the ball, they showed me a major crowd. So just making the right play, getting off of it. And my guys hit shots tonight, so big shout out to them.
Yeah, and just, I mean, you guys played good defense on Shea and J-Dub a lot, and they just made big shots over you. Is that kind of what you saw? I mean, in good position a lot for
Yeah, I mean, I mean, J-Dub had a bunch of open ones. He made some tough ones, too. Shea made some tough ones, but I think Chet changed the game for him more than anything. The easy points he had, the easy rebounds, putbacks, all his points. I think that was the game changer.
So much of you guys play up front to this point was big nights from you and Randle. And just how did it kind of hit you for the fact that you guys both struggled at the same time tonight?
I don't look at it like I struggled or he struggled. They had a good game plan, making us get off the ball. Especially for me, man, they was super in the gaps. I made the right play all night, so I don't really look at it like I struggled. I didn't get enough shots to say I struggled, so that might be how you guys look at it. But yeah, I don't struggle at all. It's just I made the right play.
And do you have to fight the urge to want to shoot at all?
Yeah, that's the difference. Yeah, like it's an urge that I want to get the ball in the rim, put it up there, but you don't want to take bad shots and get your team out of rhythm. So just playing the game the right way, man, and that's what we did tonight as a team.
Do you feel like you got to score 30 for this team to win? Do you put that burden on you?
No, I'm putting no burden on myself. Just try to win. It's the only burden I put on myself to try to win. And we gave ourselves a chance tonight. We just didn't come out from the start with the same aggression that we did in Game 3.
You feel maybe left one out there tonight? I mean, you guys did not play a perfect game, but at the end you were within 2. Do you feel like you maybe left one out there?
Yeah, I mean, we gave up 19 offensive rebounds and 21 turnovers. So they got 40 more possessions than us. So, and we lost by 2. So, I'm not saying that's good. I'm not saying that's bad, but we can take that and run with it. I mean, so we'll be all right.
Guys said you played desperate in Game 3 and it worked. Do you have to flip that switch again now in Game 5?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's 3-1. We know what's at stake. So yeah, we gotta come out and try to get a win.
Thanks, sir.
Yep.
How did you see the game unfold that made it hard for you to get into your own rhythm there?
I think it's similar to game 2. A lot of just sitting around spectating. I don't know.
Offensive rebounds and turnovers feels like were really hurtful tonight. Like, what did you see them doing to kind of, especially on the offensive glass, I guess, to create second chances?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of it comes from Shea. You know, we're committing to him in certain areas, trying to make it tough on him. But what that's doing is putting us in rotation. So when he shoots, you're not necessarily boxing out your man. You got to find the nearest body. And just like a couple times, like people got free off of, you know, the attention that he caused, and you know they're getting tip outs and stuff like that. So I mean, they were just quicker to the ball than us, and we just got to do a better job of just finding bodies off of those rotations.
Julius, did you feel like you let one get away? I mean, you guys didn't play a perfect game, but yet at the end, you were within 2.
I mean, yeah, when you're on your home court, you want to defend home court. So, yeah, for sure.
It's all about moving forward now. What do you guys take from games 3 and 4 to game 5?
Rebounding, turnovers, just the little things. I mean, they scored 125 points. I think they got like 20 more shot attempts, so stuff like that.
So you said it was kind of similar to game 2. Just what were some of the themes defensively that they did to
I mean, I don't know. Like, to be honest, like, I think it was just like a lot of just like me just like spectating. Like, I got to figure out a way to get myself involved in actions, I think I didn't take my first shot in the second half to like 20 seconds in the third quarter. So it's like I got to figure out a way to get myself in position to be more aggressive rather than just like standing and spectating or trying to crash the glass or I can just find other little things to do as well.
Is that, Julius, is that on you? Is that on coaches to kind of get you more involved that way, or how does
I will always take the responsibility for myself. I got to figure it out first. Yeah.
When it comes to the turnovers, Julius, was it more what they were doing defensively, or was it maybe some careless mistakes, or how do you view the turnovers?
I mean, I had 5, but one of them was an offensive foul. I mean, you can call that either way. One of them was end of the game, trying to throw a lob. You know what I mean? So it's just like, for me, it feels like more than what it is, but obviously we know that's, as a team, that's what they try to do, make you turn the ball over. So.
Yeah, I meant that more as a team, than yourself personally. I meant really.
I think something like we can do is flatten out a little bit more. They put a lot of pressure at the top of the floor, and if it gets crowded up there, it kind of makes it hard to, get correct spacing and release passes and stuff like that. So I think we can flatten the defense out, flatten the top of the floor out a little bit more, and not have so many bodies up there. That's just one of my observations that I saw from the game. But we look at the film, we figure it out, and try to get game 5.
Julius, you said you guys played desperate in game 3, and that's part of what worked. Obviously now 3-1. Do you think that desperation may work again in game 5?
We have no choice. So we got to give it our all and go from there.
Just how about what like Donte and Na gave you guys just coming off the bench?
Great. I mean, they were ready, and knocked down their looks, and did a lot of little things as well. Play hard, and Nickeil played extremely hard on the defensive end too. They were great.
To them, they real like handsy. They play super hard, and it kind of, I wouldn't say started us, but it just got us off balance a little bit at the beginning.
They kind of limited Ant and Julius's impacts tonight, but everybody else around seemed to kind of take advantage. What were you guys finding within the game offensively?
I mean, Ant and Ju, like, they carry like this. I'll say all the presence is everybody's watching them. So I mean, it's a bunch of space for like me, Nickeil, everyone else, Donte, just to be able to play free, get downhill. I mean, Nickeil had a bunch of threes today. Same with Donte. So I mean, it's just a lot of space for us to work.
It seemed like you guys didn't let them get to any of the spots they wanted to on Saturday, and they got to more of those mid-range shots. And looks like that tonight. What was the difference in your mind there?
I'll say we just gotta make the paint look crowded around Shea. I mean, that last game we played, he was seeing like 3-4 bodies. I feel like this game he only seen like the man guarding him and probably one gap person. So we just gotta get better at our game plan mistakes.
Jaden, what every time you would make a kind of a mini run, they had kind of an answer. Did you feel like you were close to kind of breaking through that at some point?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we gave them a bunch of offensive rebounds. They'll hit a 3 or get a tip in. So I feel like during the time of our comebacks, like something like that would happen, and it would just stop our run a little bit.
Just beating them 3 straight times is a tall task, but the way you guys have played these last couple games, the competitiveness of it, what's just the mindset of this group now as you go and just try to get game 5?
I mean, it's win or go home. I mean, it's just you got to come to play, or the season gonna be over.
What do you feel like the biggest differences were as far as like mindset and going into this game versus the last game where you guys obviously dominated? Where and what would you want to change for the next one?
We just got to be ready to play. Like, last game, we kind of got onto a big start and just making shots and stuff. But this game, we just got to flow through our offense. Like, if we make pass combinations, drive and kick, and then it opens up for all of us. And just, we got so many versatile people. I mean, it could be anyone's night.
What was the message in the huddle when the game is that close at the end like that?
I'll say just staying locked in, don't make mistakes, and just the communication was big. If you're switching, make sure you're switching, or if you got to break off. So just make sure that the details is there.
Jane, it's hard to play there. Obviously, what in your mind has to be different, maybe in the approach or just the way you guys attack out of the gates in Game 5 versus what you did in Games 1 and 2 there, where momentum seems to kind of snowball there for them?
We just got to be ready to play. I mean, at home they start super well, so we got to withstand their little run at the beginning. But we just got to come to play and just got to play tougher, play stronger, and just hold them to one shot.
You guys are going to, Nickeil, Nas, Donte, you guys will need them to come out on top in this series. How nice has it been to kind of see them get rolling offensively?
No, it's super good to see that. I mean, I'll be shooting at night with them all the time, so I know they're putting in the work. It's just good that they able to come out and show the world that they can hoop.
Jaden, you really kind of started off kind of setting the tone, getting to the rim. How much of that is a focus of yours to kind of start games and getting yourself going like that?
Yeah, I just got to stay aggressive throughout the game. I feel like I kind of let my foot off the brake a little bit when I start missing, but it's just something I got to work on, being better, of not worrying about missed shots, just keep shooting if I'm missing.
Any other questions?
How do you kind of process that one, how close you guys were and just couldn't quite get all the way over the hump?
Definitely sucks being that close, but at the end of the day, you got to look at why. And right now, they're facing reality, down 3-1. Not much time to really dwell in whether or not we're happy or not, or whatever the case may be, emotions aside. Got to focus on what's at hand and get to the next thing. And at this present moment, when you look back at the game, and it says it all right here, they had 19 offensive rebounds. We knew that's what they did. We knew that they wanted to turn us over. And we talked about it. Game 3, we didn't let them do that, and we've seen the result. And so everything's out there. There's no secrets. They know how to beat us. We know how to beat them. It's just about going out there and doing it, and who wants it more, trying to execute it more. And we've shown that at times throughout this game, but consistency, that's all it has to be.
Donte, just what did you think? I mean, you had your game going. It seemed like in a really good rhythm. How did it kind of, just at the end, what made it difficult to just get all the way over?
I mean, Keel said it. It's turnovers and rebounds. It's a possession game in the playoffs, and I think they just, they dominated us in those categories, and, we still, I hate to say you only lost by 2, but that's where the hope comes. We're still together. We know what we're up against, uphill battle, but everybody's sticking together and understand that you try to look at this game and grab any sort of hope, and that was it. You lost the turnovers, you lost the offensive rebounds, and you lost by 2. So we know what the environment's going to be going in there on Wednesday, and we're trying to get another home game.
Nickeil, you were part of a group that was down 3-1 in the conference finals last year, and that was kind of the end of their journey. What can you take from these 2 games at home, the 40-point win, the one possession game tonight, that you can apply to Game 5 to extend this thing?
Got to play desperate, got to play like there's no tomorrow, because there isn't. And right now, if we want to win, it's not about how much we can score. It's about, can we get the stops? Can we rebound? Can we find a way to make winning plays relentlessly and consistently? So for us, that's the focus. For me, whatever that's going to look like tonight, it looked like whatever my production was. 2 days from now, it could be different. And so for me, the only thing I care about is seeing another day. Donte and I have a great relationship, and we talk all the time just about how we can help each other and how we can help the team. And as long as that's our focus, I have confidence that we can be okay.
Donte, what did you make of Ant tonight? Not scoring as much as we're accustomed to, but continuing to play make and, kind of taking what the defense was giving him.
He just figured it out throughout the game. He was just, figuring out what the game needed, what we needed. Second half, I think he did a great job of getting downhill, just making the right play every time. He was getting to the cup when he could finish, and he was spraying it out to shooters on the perimeter. And I think when we go back and watch the film, I mean, the blueprint's there. We just have to go out and execute it for a full 48, and understand that it might not be a scoring night, or it might be a scoring night, but he needs to be aggressive in attack mode at all times for us to have a chance.
Nickeil, can you describe the challenge of guarding Shea in a tight fourth quarter playoff game?
He's going to be aggressive. He knows that they're going to rely on him heavy, so he's not worried about, at this point in time, missed shots, because he knows it keeps coming back to him. And he knows who he has been all year for them, and they're going to keep relying on him. So the main thing is just trying to throw him off his rhythm. He has a lot of moves. He's going to be creative. He's seen every coverage that pretty much any team can throw at him. And so for me, it's just about trying to anticipate what he's going to do, make sure that every shot he takes is the tough shot, and defend without fouling. Took 14 free throws. I think it's easier said than done. It's kind of what he does. But finding ways to come up with stops. We made him miss a bunch. Sometimes they got it back. So the tough thing about it is, do we capitalize when we actually do the right things? And that's what's going to matter.
Do you look forward to maybe the discussions you guys will have when this series is over about what it was like to go up against each other?
Only if I win, to be honest.
Nickeil, outside of closing the possessions with defensive rebounds, how did you feel you guys just guarded in the half court defensively? What was working with the defense? What could have been better as a team?
Our gaps are good. Finishing plays could have been better. Just finding ways to come up with those stops. Second efforts from the gaps to closeouts. Jalen Williams made 2 or 3 big shots for them down that stretch. That kind of, when we cut it to 2, you put it to 5. Cut it to 2, you put it to 5 again. So multiple efforts on those flyouts, stunts, all 5 staying connected. That could have been a little bit better to help us, I think, solidify that.
Donte, what makes it so challenging playing them when you're kind of fighting uphill like you did in Game 2 tonight to try to get over the hump? Just what makes it so challenging trying to come back on this team?
They're a good team. They're a great team. They finished first in the NBA for a reason. They just stay with it throughout the game. They get to where they want to get to, and they get to the free throw line at crucial moments. And I think we have to weather that storm and do our best to not put them on the free throw line. I think when we're playing with a pace to us and keeping them off the line and keeping them out of their rhythm, which is that gives us a chance. So it is tough. They're all a tough cover. They're good players, but we know what we have to do. I said it before, the blueprint's there. We just have to go out and execute it for a full 48.
One of the differences in this game is that they were able to get your 2 top scorers off the ball. You guys weren't able to get their 2 top scorers off the ball. You guys outshot them in terms of accuracy and everything, but what difference does that make in terms of the way teams play? Does it matter that like Ant and Julius weren't able to get off as easily, and that their 2 top guys were dominant in terms of both points and assists?
They had 19 offensive rebounds, and we had 23 turnovers. It doesn't matter who's going to score. You can't win a game with those numbers right there. If those 2 guys are the ones scoring, we take everybody else away, it might be a different result. But the offensive rebounds and the turnovers, you take away the quote-unquote junk points, and it's a whole different game.
Just piggybacking off what Donte said, they're going to be aggressive, and they're going to be, at this point in time, they've walked through so many scenarios. They know every team would love to get the ball out of Shea's hands and out of Jaden's hands, but they're not going to just allow us to trap them all game. And the way their system set up is different from where our system's set up. And fortunately, we have depth to where we can be in a 2-point game with our two guys who aren't, and that's who we are. We have to play to our identity and our strengths, but can't be caught up in necessarily what they're doing. It's just got to be who can play to their identity the best, who's going to stay within their strengths.
You guys have been through a lot this season and feed off being the underdogs. How are you going to keep that belief intact going into Game 5?
Shit, there's no other mindset to have.
Yeah.
Win, you go home. So,
Yeah.
like I said, we're just trying to get another home game, trying to play in front of our home crowd again, and go out there on Wednesday and like Nickeil said, play like you're going home, and when everybody's counted us out all year. So, like you said, we've been through a lot. We're together as a locker room. We don't care what the media's gonna say. We don't care what TV's gonna say. Like I said, we're focused on one game at a time and just give ourselves a chance on Wednesday.
It's not conceding to the situation, finding a way, and just gotta want it more. The good thing about it is in this situation, every time we've had a coming to terms, talk within each other, we've always responded well. I don't know what it was, but I think it was in Phoenix or something. Finchie called us out, and we went 17-4 to end the season. Prior to that, we had another run where we were able to figure it out right before injuries. We have a resilient group, and I trust in that group.
Obviously, your individual performances, you can't really celebrate because of the loss. But Nickeil, do you think that your performance made Charles Barkley at least know your name now?
A lot of people say that, at least like now he's gonna know how to pronounce your name. But as long as my family know how to say it and the people I love know how to say it, and at this point in time, I could care less. I just want to win. Whether or not he knows my name, cool. We still got games to win, and hopefully this isn't our last game and we can make something special happen.